Hello, Arthur Day. Today is a little different. I'm teaching you from my dining room table, and that's because you have a substitute today, and I didn't know how to tell them to do this particular lesson without writing a lot of information that I felt I could handle in about a 6-minute video. So, this is how you do your social studies one pager. Some of you have not seen this yet. That's because you're remote learners. We'll talk about it on day 4. For those of you who are in class currently watching this video, here's the deal. I would like you to be finished this page, the one-page project pre-writing thing, the table that I have provided you, by the end of the day today, except for those of you who were on remote learning up until this week started. You haven't had a chance to see the notes. You weren't a part of the videos, so your job today is to make sure that you watch the videos that are included on page 1 of this document. You can see the links to those videos right here. That's here, 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 and here. I hope that you can see my cursor on that page. If you couldn't, they're on the first page. You're going to need your phone. If you take your phone, go onto a browser, and type in a YouTube address into the browser, it will just open your YouTube app. So you can do that. bit.do/YouTube Seda, I think, is one of them. For example, it'll just open YouTube and go directly to that video. It might even ask you, like, hey, do you want me to open YouTube? Anyway, I'm digressing. Your job is to get this filled out and finished. The instructions are on the front page. Now, I want to show those of you who are almost done or are going to be done before the end of this class what you're doing today, because unfortunately it is not nothing. I know. If you are still groaning, it's time to stop, because here's what's up. Oop, I almost forgot to take this sheet away. Wow. Here is a piece of paper. You will be making a rough draft of your poster using the scrap paper in the front bin. It's just going to be a regular sized sheet of paper because your good copy is also going to be just a regular sized sheet of paper. I just don't want you to feel bad about making mistakes, that you can throw these out. When you are done, they just go in the recycling bin unless they are the one you are planning on turning into your good copy. So save one rough draft to hand in alongside your good copy so that I can see how you're progressing and how you're using your resources. I don't think I actually like the landscape design for me. I think I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to orient it vertically. Either way is fine. I will not mark you differently if you do it one way or the other. I just want to do it vertically today because I'm feeling like, I guess, more of a portrait mood than I am in a landscape mood. I don't know. The first thing I'm going to do is focus on adding the HDI. And I already know some stuff about the HDI. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to draw my definitions. So instead of bothering with like writing health, wealth, and education, I don't want that. I don't think that's going to look good on my poster. I'm going to try drawing a medical cross. Now, this is not a great drawing. I'm not using a ruler. I'm actually actively using this, and I cheated a little bit. I already drew this and then just edit undo or undid all the way through, and now I'm edit redoing. But I drew this all with a not very good Wacom bamboo tablet. So I've got health right there. I'm going to use a money sign, a dollar sign, for wealth. And for education, I'm going to try to draw a book. And the way that book turns out is a little lopsided. But that's okay. This is a rough draft. I'm not going to get worried about that because my good copy, the book is going to look so fabulous, you won't even believe it's a drawing. You're going to be like, that is so realistic, I feel like I can reach in and turn the page. I'm lying. But it'll do. And when I do my good copy, it's also going to do. Now you'll notice I put Happy Planet Index underneath the HPI. I'm going to decide with the HPI to actually just take some of the things that it measures and put them around the HPI. I'm using inequality and ecological impact because I think that those are important ones, but I do have to, if I want to get all of my marks, use all 4 of the things that the Happy Planet Index measures. I'm also going to mark up the Human Development Index because I really like the way that it looks, where I've got the big text HDI and then the little text Human Development Index, big text HPI, little text Happy Planet Index. And I'm going to keep that up as a pattern throughout my poster. Because remember, we want something that looks nice. So if we want something that looks nice, let's maybe put some lines on this poster. This is good. It divides everything up nicely. I've got Seda down at the bottom that I'm going to need to deal with eventually, but we are going to be adding 2 quotes to our article. I hope already found your quotes before you start moving on to this, because that's what your instructions are. Find your quotes before you do this. Nick Marks, of course, doesn't say yada yada, and Seda doesn't say this is a quote in their video, but that's how I'm doing it. We can all deal. And I realized for critique, I need to make a spot for that. So I'm going to make a spot like this. I think it's going to be too small overall, but I can always just erase with my eraser and resize. Now I'm going to be cheeky and I'm going to use the same sort of format, but instead of like HDI, HPI, Seda, and critique, I'm going to just say none, because none of these measure example 1, example 2, and example 3. I don't have room on here to add my favorite, but if I were to do something to add my favorite, I would probably just erase some of the top up here in the top corner, because I'm not using that space. And ooh, that's a big one. I should cut that down to size. There we go. It doesn't need to be perfect, of course. It's a rough draft, and it's also a digital example where I'm not actually obligated to make a good copy. This is where I'm going to put my favorite. Maybe I'm going to make a star shape around it. Do I know how to draw a star shape? No, not really. I mean, here, let me give it a shot. I shouldn't say no. I should say, I'm going to try. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Well, I guess we answered that question. Do, 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 do. There we go. So I've got a little star here. It's a little special looking, but that's okay. We all are sometimes. There we go. I think I'm happy with that star. I'm going to change its color because I'm in a program where I have colors available. You are also in a program where you have colors available because you have access to your school supplies, where you have brought in whatever colors of pencil crayons you plan on using. I think that golden is probably the correct color here. Change that color, and then I'm going to put in that whatever it is I think that the correct or the best one is. And also my reasoning for it, probably decorating around the top or around the bottom. I might do that with a text bubble and some black text. There we go. Perfect. All right. This is what your expectations are. Please finish up your brainstorming sheet and move on to this, so that by the end of class you have started even just a little bit on your rough copy. Because when I come back on Thursday, my expectation is that we are going to be able to pick up from there where everyone has finished their rough copy except for the 2 people who have just come in from remote learning. All right, I said that this would take 4 minutes. It took 10. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you.